how to find the right influencers for your brand. We've been working with influencers since 2018. We've worked with probably over 10,000 influencers at our agency, and this is still the number one question we get all the time, whether it's from prospects and all the sales conversations I'm having every single week, or from clients asking about our process, even from influencers who want to work with us, who want to get more brand deals, who want to know how companies are searching for influencers so they can get more deals themselves, to even other agencies who represent influencers on their roster, talent agencies, right? So I'm going to go through today 10 different ways that we use as an agency to find influencers for our clients who are always consumer brands. They might be, primarily e-commerce, CPG, direct to consumer, things like that. So number one, use the social platforms. This one's pretty straightforward, right? But a lot of times it gets overlooked. Use Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Use the search tools to look for influencers. Number two, platform hashtags. You can utilize hashtags in your niche specifically. For example, you're in the skincare niche, just use hashtag skincare, hashtag skincare routine, hashtag morning skincare routine, and look at who are the top trending posts. A lot of times they're influencers. And then you can click on their profile, you can send them a DM, you can comment on their posts to get their attention. There's all kinds of things. And then certain platforms like TikTok as well, TikTok has the creator marketplace. So you can just Google TikTok creator marketplace, and that's a marketplace of all influencers, aka creators out there that you can tap into for free on TikTok and do your searching for your brand there. All right, number three, Google search. Another one that's really easy to overlook, but just go into Google, typing in, tell me the health and wellness top 10 influencers on Instagram. A keyword search like that, it's going to come up with a lot of different blog posts. Usually these blog posts have a lot of influencer examples on there, right? 10, 20, 30. They're going to be of different sizes, micros, mid-tier, right? So you might have to play around, jump around through a few different blog posts. But depending on what your goals are for the campaign, just a simple Google search can come up with a lot of ammo for you for influencers with their contact info that you can, again, DM, comment them, maybe even have their email, reach out to them there as well. All right, number four. Number four is a lot of free tools online. So you can, again, go to Google, say influencer search tool, and you're going to get all kinds of results. A lot of the SaaS companies out there that are in this influencer search niche that have paid tools offer a free version as well. Now, of course, you're not going to get all the options that the paid version has, but for some smaller brands that are just looking for some basic information, some of these free tools could be really useful. Things like we've used Hype Auditor, we've used things like influence.co, or Upfluence, which has a Chrome extension. I'll put these in the notes as well on the video so you can check them out yourself, but there's dozens and dozens of free search tools out there. At a minimum, if it doesn't get you the influencer contacts that you want, it'll at least get you comfortable with the tool so you can make a better decision about which tool that you want to actually pay for and invest in. Okay, number five. Now we're going to talk about paid SaaS tools. I assume everyone knows what SaaS means, but if you don't, software as a service. These are tools that are going to be quite pricey, right? There's some entry-level ones as well. We use on the more entry-level search platform, Modash. That's one of our favorites as an agency. Super useful platform. Props to Modash. You guys are awesome. But Modash, what it doesn't do is like A to Z campaign management. So on the other side of the software side of things, if you don't just want to find influencers, which is the topic of this video, but if you're finding them, you're probably going to want to work with them, partner with them, pay them, and all those other great things as well during your campaign. If you want that A to Z management of influencer partnerships, you're going to need a platform that does more if you don't want to do it all manually yourself. And those platforms can be things like Aspire, Creator IQ, Maverick, Grin is another one. Those are some of the big players in the space. But just be aware that they're going to cost you thousands of dollars a month or more. So make sure you have that kind of budget in mind before you start getting down the rabbit hole of using one of those platforms. Number six, let's talk about creator marketplaces. Now, there's free and paid creator marketplaces. On the free side, you have things like TikTok Creator Marketplace, which is kind of self-explanatory. You can go there, just Google it, and you search for TikTok creators and or influencers that are only on TikTok. Right? If you want to look at other platforms, Instagram, YouTube, and others as well, you can go on the paid side of marketplaces. So earlier in the video, we talked about paid SaaS tools that do A to Z program management. Well, a lot of those SaaS tools also have their own private marketplaces. What this means is that the creators or influencers have to sign up to be part of that SaaS tool's marketplace. They link their account to the tool, and that's how they are able to get contacted by brands that are using the tool, and how also the tool is able to pull in the data from their posts. So there's pros and cons to that. The nice part about using a paid marketplace is that usually it's very easy to find influencers and talk with them. On the not so great side of things, it's very limited. So a lot of the marketplaces don't cover all the influencers. There's millions of influencers across the US and tens of hundreds of millions of them globally. So if you want to be able to reach all the potential influencers out there, anybody and everybody, then you're going to be limited by using just one tool. Not to say that the tools don't absolutely have their benefits, but depending on the size of your influencer campaign, you may want to have more options than just using one SaaS tool. Okay, 7, 8, and 9 are all in the agency category. But believe it or not, there's a lot of different types of agencies in the influencer marketing niche out there. And there's way more than 3, but I'm just gonna break it down into 3 basic categories to keep it simple. Number 1, as far as the agency category goes, this is going to be the, again, SaaS tool agencies. So these are things like Maverick, for example, which is a SaaS tool, but they also do managed services, meaning that they don't just develop and offer the tool to brands to use themselves. They'll also use their own tool for you and run a campaign for you if you're a brand. Now, obviously, they're going to charge for this service. The second category of agencies is going to be what we call talent agencies. These are agencies that have a whole roster, usually in a certain niche, that they represent as talent, right? They're their managers. So for example, you could have a talent agency that just focuses on skincare, and all their influencers of different sizes, usually mid-tier level and above, think like 50, 100,000 followers and above across, Instagram or YouTube. They're going to represent those influencers and find them deals with brands. But when you're a brand, just keep in mind that reaching out to a talent agency is going to be a little more expensive than reaching out to the influencer themselves. Talent agencies' rates vary, but in general, they're usually putting about 20% in their pocket from every deal with the influencers they represent, which makes sense. They got to get paid too, right? So it's a trade-off. It's easier to find the right influencers because the talent agency will do a lot of the work for you, but you're going to pay a little bit more than if you reached out to that influencer and worked with them directly yourself. And the third category of agencies, which is actually number 9 on our list, I think, if I'm counting correctly here, is full service agencies, just like our agency, Get Hyped. So you can think of a full service agency as someone who's going to help you out as a brand, design your influencer strategy, starting with your goals, and then do A to Z campaign management of that strategy. Meaning that we're going to outreach to influencers, we're going to do the creative ideation, we're going to review their content, we're going to even pay the influencers for you, collect all the data, and then optimize the strategy for the next campaign. So if you don't want to do any of the work yourself, look for a full service agency that can lead you down the right path on strategy, collaborate with your team to figure out what your goals are, and then execute by finding the right influencers, partnering with them, and delivering the results that you're looking for. And last but not least, number 10, you might have guessed it, AI. So things like ChatGPT can actually help you find influencers these days. Kind of crazy, right? I was even surprised about how effective a tool ChatGPT is in curating influencer lists. So just like any other tool, it's only as powerful as how you provide the inputs and how you guide it, but you can use AI to search influencers and come up with influencer lists for you. So I'm really excited to follow along with AI as it develops and see how effective of a tool it can be to help brands with influencer marketing, both strategy and execution of campaigns. But keep in mind, it's only as powerful of a tool as how you know to guide it with the prompts. So the more you can learn about influencer marketing, the better you can guide a tool like ChatGPT to give you the influencer search outputs that you're looking for your brand. All right, those are the 10 ways that we use as an agency to find influencers for our clients. If you need help finding influencers and you're getting stuck, please reach out to us. And please if you enjoyed this video, got value from it, subscribe as well. I'm going to be putting out a lot more tactical influencer marketing campaign knowledge on this channel very soon. Thanks.